Most peace lilies die within a week after moving from water to soil, not because the plant is weak, but because the change is too sudden for the roots to handle. But if you slowly adjust the moisture over 30 days, this risky move becomes safe and controlled. In this guide, you will learn how to protect delicate water roots and help them adapt to soil the right way so your plant is guaranteed to survive and grow strong. Water roots and soil roots are completely different systems. Water-grown roots are thin, soft, and adapted to constant hydration with high oxygen availability in liquid form. Soil roots, on the other hand, are thicker, more structured, and designed to regulate moisture while extracting oxygen from air pockets within the substrate. Treating these two systems as identical is the biggest mistake people make, and it is exactly why most transitions fail. In this guide, we are not just repotting a plant. We are guiding a biological transformation. Over 30 days, we will manipulate moisture gradients, stabilize the vascular system, and gradually force the plant to rebuild a stronger, soil-adapted root network. This is a controlled hardening process, not a simple transfer. Day 1 to day 3 is the preparation phase, and this is where the foundation is built. At this stage, you must understand that the plant is extremely vulnerable. The roots are not capable of handling dryness yet, so the goal is to create a bridge environment. Use a highly oxygenated substrate made from chunky perlite and cocoa coir. This mix ensures maximum airflow while still holding enough moisture to mimic the plant's aquatic condition. The soil should be slightly moist, not wet. Choose a small pot with proper drainage, because oversized containers retain excess water and increase the risk of root suffocation. These first 72 hours are the most dangerous part of the entire transition, because any mistake here can trigger immediate vascular stress. Day 4 to day 7 is the first transfer phase. This step must be done with extreme care. Remove the plant from water gently and avoid any damage to the delicate root hairs. Do not rinse aggressively or let the roots dry out. Transfer the plant into the prepared substrate while maintaining some moisture around the root zone. Do not press or compact the soil tightly because that reduces oxygen availability. Keep humidity slightly elevated during this stage to reduce transpiration stress from the leaves. Even if you do not see visible growth, understand that internal adaptation has already started. The plant is beginning to adjust its cellular structure in response to the new environment. Day 8 to day 14 is the root adaptation stage. This is where most people panic and make fatal mistakes. You may notice slight drooping in the leaves or minor yellowing. This is not always a sign of failure. It is often a response to internal restructuring. The roots are shifting from water absorption to moisture regulation, and this process requires energy. The biggest mistake here is overwatering out of fear. When the soil is kept constantly wet, oxygen levels drop, and the roots cannot adapt properly. Instead, begin introducing a controlled moisture gradient. Allow the top layer of the substrate to dry slightly while keeping the lower section mildly moist. This encourages the roots to grow deeper and search for water, activating their terrestrial function. If your peace lily starts drooping during this stage, do not panic yet. The next phase is where you will clearly see whether the transition is actually working. Day 15 to day 21 is the recovery phase. At this point, the plant begins stabilizing. New soil-adapted roots start forming and the vascular system regains strength. Leaf posture gradually improves and the plant becomes more responsive to light. Provide bright indirect light to support photosynthesis, but avoid direct sunlight as the plant is still sensitive. Water lightly and only when necessary. Do not introduce fertilizers at this stage because the roots are still developing and can be easily damaged by excess nutrients. Day 22 to day 30 is the active growth phase. This is where success becomes visible. You will start seeing new leaf growth, stronger stems, and an overall upright posture. The color of the leaves deepens, indicating improved nutrient uptake and chlorophyll activity. At this stage, the plant has successfully transitioned into a soil-based system. You can begin a normal care routine, including mild feeding if needed, but always in controlled amounts. Throughout this 30-day process, moisture management is the key mechanism driving success. By gradually reducing water availability, you create a natural wicking effect where roots are forced to grow deeper into the substrate instead of remaining passive. This controlled stress is what triggers adaptation. To accelerate this process, modern biostimulants and mycorrhizal fungi can be introduced in small amounts. These enhance root development and improve nutrient absorption. Additionally, using a humidity tent during the final 10 days can significantly reduce transpiration stress, allowing the plant to focus its energy on root strengthening rather than water loss through leaves. It is also important to understand the most common mistakes that lead to failure. Overwatering after transfer suffocates the roots and prevents adaptation. Placing the plant in direct sunlight too early increases stress and dehydration. Using a pot that is too large creates uncontrolled moisture retention. And choosing dense soil blocks oxygen flow, which is essential for root survival. If at any point the plant shows signs of severe transplant shock, such as extreme wilting or rapid leaf collapse, an emergency hydration reset can be performed. This involves placing the pot in a shallow water tray for 24 hours to rehydrate the root zone, followed by a return to controlled moisture conditions. By the end of 30 days, the peace lily is no longer dependent on its aquatic past. It has rebuilt its internal structure, stabilized its vascular system, and adapted fully to a terrestrial environment. At this stage, you can move the plant to its permanent location with optimal indirect light, where it will continue growing with long-term stability. This method is not based on guesswork. It is based on understanding plant physiology and controlling environmental variables. When done correctly, what once seemed like a risky transition becomes a precise and reliable process that ensures survival and long-term vitality. If you followed this 30-day transition process step by step, you have not just repotted a plant, you have successfully guided a complete biological adaptation. Your peace lily is no longer operating on fragile water roots. It has rebuilt a stronger, more resilient soil-based root system that can sustain long-term growth and stability. This is the difference between guessing and understanding. When you control moisture, oxygen, and environmental stress, you are no longer reacting to problems. You are preventing them before they even begin. That is what turns plant care into a predictable system instead of a trial and error process. If your plant has made it through this transition, observe it closely over the next few weeks. Watch how the leaves respond, how new growth develops, and how the overall structure becomes more stable. These are the signals of a fully adapted plant that is now ready to thrive in its new environment. If you found this guide valuable and want more science-based plant care methods explained in a simple and practical way, make sure to stay connected. There is a lot more to uncover when you start understanding how plants actually function beneath the surface. And remember, the goal is not just to keep your plants alive. The goal is to make them thrive with consistency and control.